did you all decide who would actually carry the baby? And you had, I mean, that's a pretty serious discussion.
Actually, that was one of the easier discussions. We just said, you're older, you go first. I mean, we didn't really think that it was going to be this huge battle.
But it has been a battle in the effort to expand this family. Doctors 3 years ago told Erin they'd discovered issues with her reproductive system that left her infertile. What followed was a series of heartbreaks, 6 miscarriages between the two of them.
Every time we heard we were pregnant, every single time, and your brain just goes down this path. You think about that kid and what it's going to mean to you, and then it just gets taken away in an instant.
New Jersey is one of 15 states with laws requiring insurers to cover fertility treatments. But the Krupas say their insurance company initially denied their coverage because under New Jersey law, women their age are considered infertile if they're not able to conceive after 2 years of unprotected intercourse.
As you're looking at this law and realizing this doesn't apply to us, what went through your mind?
I talked to the financial coordinator, and I told her that was discrimination, that wasn't fair. And she said that was the law.
And what did you think at that time?
I mean, I was furious, but it seemed like there was nothing we could do about it.
A New Jersey state lawmaker is trying to do something about it. Assemblywoman Pamela Lamped is sponsoring a bill to update the language of the insurance mandate to allow it to apply to same-sex couples.
I think that there's a momentum, in front of us with all that's going on in the country, and I think the momentum is here and now to be able to move this forward.
We have this goal, and we're not quitters, and we're going to fight until it happens.
The Krupas tell us they've accepted they might never have a biological child, but say they hope to make things easier for families down the road.
We just want to help other people that are experiencing this.
It shouldn't be this painful. It shouldn't be this painful.
They have no idea of the pain waiting for them in hell if they do not repent. Lord, save them if it is possible. We don't want anyone to go to hell.
Transgender soldier Chelsea Manning is ending her 4-day hunger strike after the Army apparently agreed to provide gender reassignment surgery. Manning is serving time at Leavenworth Prison in Kansas for leaking classified information to WikiLeaks. She says that she is relieved by the Army's decision, but sorry that it has taken so long.
The bathroom battle may also be coming to churches in Massachusetts. A new law forbids discrimination on the basis of gender identity in public places, including churches. It could discourage churches from hosting events tailored to the public. The measure goes into effect October 1st, 2 years before the state would get a chance to vote on it. But opponents are racing to repeal the law by October 6.
She is every inch the Hollywood fantasy version of perfection.
Yeah, it's true.
A Barbie come to life with platinum hair and 6-inch stilettos.
I love it. It's very Versace.
Awesome.
You love?
But this voluptuous, gorgeous woman, aptly named Gigi Gorgeous, started life as a Canadian boy named Gregory.
Ever since I was young, I knew I was different. I knew I felt like a girl.
Hi guys, it's Gigi.
Her honest and outrageous YouTube videos have made her a star in the internet age.
It definitely makes your lips look full and glossy and healthy.
With nearly 2.4 million YouTube subscribers watching her every move.
Why do I look like a Muppet, but you look like a rock star? Why is that? I look like a Muppet.
Gigi, who is now 24, came of age just as YouTube was starting to catch on. At first, as a gay teenager, sharing his love of makeup.
So this look is super easy.
And talking about his dates with boys.
So yeah, from there the weirdness escalated and the date got even worse.
And then struggling in real time as thousands of fans watched with the idea that she was in fact transgender.
This video is kind of me just telling you guys that I want to be female.
I met, a few people along the road and I said, you know what? No, I am transgender. It was kind of like a ding moment.
Your self-discovery has been shared by millions.
I came out twice, essentially, on my YouTube channel.
What was harder, coming out as gay or coming out as transgender?
I think definitely coming out as transgender was harder for me because it was more truthful, it was more raw, it was more real.
Hi guys, it's me, Gigi.
Her unscripted life playing out for all to see years before Caitlyn Jenner. She shared everything from lighthearted shopping sprees and beauty tips
Get your Kylie lipsticks
to raw, intimate details of her plastic surgeries, of which there have been many.
All I remember is just throbbing pain. Like, I felt like someone had shot me in my face.
All this catapulting Gigi to bona fide hero status of the LGBTQ community and beloved by her fans.
Who are Gigi's fans?
Crazy. I have fathers that come and they're like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm meeting you. Me and my daughter watch your videos and we bond over it.
She showed me some of her favorite videos.
This one is one that I filmed after a recent relationship, and I got super creative and filmed a music video with my friend.
And read me some comments, good and bad.
While I am proud that a trans girl can fly around in a private jet and wear designer gowns, Gigi never acknowledges as how blessed/lucky she is.
And with all those fans and all those views,
Leave them on for about an hour, and then you are good to go to brush.
come endorsements. One big break from Crest in Canada.
I'm going to work with Crest. It was a huge honor to be with the first transgender, spokesperson for the brand. It was a huge deal for me.
But before the fame and fans, a struggle to fit in.
Did you ever get bullied or harassed or?
Absolutely. I was bullied awful in elementary school. When high school came around, I found myself, I found my strength and my voice.
But when she finally did, it was too late to tell her mother, who died from cancer when Gigi was 19.
And there's no other point in my life where I would want her back more than I do right now, but I can't have her back.
My mom is someone I never got to say in her eyes that I was transgender. And that's something that will always, always just sit not right with me.
Beyond her personal struggles, Gigi is using her fame to confront issues facing the transgender community.
What kind of message do you want to send?
It's awful that there's so much discrimination in the world, but I would just say, hold on, be positive, find someone on YouTube that you can relate with.
While Gigi's life now may seem carefree, her perfect pink bubble of existence burst dramatically on a recent long-awaited vacation to Dubai.
I was denied entry into Dubai because I am transgender.
What did you learn, if anything, from that detainment?
I learned that discrimination is not over, and it makes me scared for anybody else like me, and maybe they didn't have the resources to get out or get help. It is very scary.
Back at home, she is a Hollywood it girl, teaming with Miley Cyrus to raise awareness for transgender issues.
Everybody, Miley Cyrus.
Even introducing her at the VMAs.
I'm shopping with Gigi.
It's so good.
Is life.
This is life.
Her greatest weapon? Being herself. Today, shopping for that next killer outfit to silence the haters.
I'll be right back.
Ta-da! Perfect for the red carpet or perhaps her next date. Gigi now happily in a relationship with a woman.
And so you used to date a guy.
Yes.
And now you're dating a girl.
Mm-hmm.
Explain that to people who have a more linear view of sexuality.
I found someone that I truly love, and I have fallen in love with her, and that's the truth. And labels can be labels, but at the end of the day, love is love.
But then, just hours ago, Gigi posting this video on her YouTube page.
From this point forward, I am a lesbian.
Coming out for a third time.
But then someone may come along in your life that you're like, oh my God, ding, this is the person.
And seeming to embrace a label she initially resisted. An ever-unfolding story for an individual redefining the rules every step of the way.
That was fun.
That was super fun.
New scientific evidence is refuting the claim that LGBT individuals are born that way. The report comes from researchers at Johns Hopkins University. And they say they aren't taking sides in the debate, just reporting the evidence. The new report says the formation of sexual identity is complicated, but the evidence indicates environmental factors may play a role. For example, it states that homosexuals are 2 to 3 times as likely to have been victims of child sexual abuse. The report also concludes that up to 80% of teenage boys who report same-sex attraction no longer have those feelings as adults. This new report covers data from 200 peer-reviewed studies and is published in the New Atlantis.
California lawmakers have passed a bill targeting the state's religious colleges and universities over LGBT students and discrimination. Many religious schools were concerned the original bill would force them to violate their Christian beliefs, so the measure was adjusted. It still requires schools to inform students and facility if they claim any exemption from rules against discrimination.
A federal judge in Texas has temporarily blocked President Obama's controversial transgender bathroom mandate. The order required all public schools to allow students to use bathrooms and locker rooms according to their preferred gender identity. If the schools did not comply, they face being stripped of federal funding. The judge's ruling applies nationwide and is a big win for evangelical leaders who are fighting to protect privacy and religious freedom.
You got a bracelet, I know, when you came in today. I see many of you are already wearing it. And it has underneath it the words dignity, respect, and acceptance. A belief, a core belief in diversity and inclusion, where each person here feels accepted, valued, and safe. We insist on a culture of respect, and we recognize that words and actions really matter. The absence of words and actions also matter. We respect and seek out inclusion of our differences, realizing that we learn from each other, and we do not tolerate words of action or actions of hate and disrespect.
Preschoolers receiving support from the New South Wales Department of Education to change gender. The 4-year-old is hoping for a sex swab before the first day of kindergarten.
Yeah, there's been a wave of young students apparently who are seeking to transition.
Saying that Chicago needs to move out of the 19th century, a transgender Chicago woman is suing the city over its ban on female nudity in bars. The federal lawsuit says it's unfair that men can perform in bars bare-chested, but not women.
And even now, riding the subway, ignoring the sneering glances at my lipstick and legs.
23-year-old B. Sullivan Knopf is a self-described queer transgender woman, poet, playwright, and...
Teachers at an all-female school in Sydney have been told to stop referring to their students as girls, ladies or women.
A leading Sydney girls' school is being investigated for political correctness. The Daily Telegraph is reporting today. Teachers at Cheltenham Girls High have been told to stop calling the students girls, ladies or women. Instead, they have to use gender-neutral terms, I guess, like, you know, good morning humans, female humans.
News Corp reports that teachers were told they would be breaking the law and considered homophobic if they didn't support the decision.
Honestly, this is taking PC to the being politically correct, to the absolute ridiculous. How can you teach a classroom, you know, what doesn't actually happen in the real world? For me, language is something that there's a problem when it is used. It goes to motive. If it's used in a discriminatory manner, then we have a problem. But using words like girls, I call all my friends guys, crew, gang. Do you know what I mean? I'm not speaking them as though a crew or they're a gang. I just think it's ridiculous, and it's laughing in the face of what happens in the real world.
Yeah. Completely. I mean, I'm all for gender equality, and I think it's great that it starts in school, that you shouldn't, at a girls' school, they should be taught you're not a second-class citizen and you shouldn't feel put in a little box because you're a girl. But that doesn't mean that you don't acknowledge the fact that you are female, and using words like women, ladies, girls, whatever, I mean, that's just a biological description. That's not a negative. What we should be saying to girls is it's okay that you're a woman. We don't have to pretend you're not a woman.
Gender-neutral looks are all the rage at many fashion brands, and it seems this isn't a trend. Unisex may be here to stay. Let's start with how quickly unisex fashion has caught on lately. Tell us some of the bigger brands now embracing this look.
really big brands. Zara has is going into its second season with its unisex or gender-free or genderless or ungendered, whatever word you want to use with it. Smaller brands, Bethnals out of London, Dr. Denim out of Sweden. This really is a global phenomenon, by the way.
After 5 years of delays, a national education law will finally be implemented in California. It includes teaching history of the LGBT rights movement as early as second grade.
In Brevard County, the school board's anti-discrimination policy includes sexual orientation and now gender identity. If you were watching Eyewitness News at 4, you know the controversial change passed narrowly.
Unfortunately, today's discussion on updating equal opportunity and/or non-discrimination policies would allow a boy to blatantly lie in order to go into the girls' locker room to lust after them, which is precisely what the slaveholders did. No girl should worry about, or worse, feel, the probing eyes of a lusting boy in her locker room.
All children, especially the vulnerable like our LGBT students, deserve to be in a safe, free zone from bullying. No child goes to school to be judged, bullied, and called abominations, sinners, and other hateful rhetoric.
The NBA's All-Star Weekend brings the best in basketball and can bring the host city upwards of $100 million in business. But next year, it won't be in Charlotte. In a statement, the NBA said, "We do not believe we could successfully host our All-Star festivities in the climate created by HB2. Governor Pat McCrory signed the law in March. It blocks certain protections for LGBT people and mandates which public restrooms transgender people can use. Today, the governor stood firm.
In any decision I make, I pick common sense values to protect our children in our schools over money.
Thousands of people celebrated at Jerusalem's 15th annual Pride Parade. The march took place with a sea of balloons, banners and rainbow flags. There was a prominent showing of Israeli police prepared to secure the march. But no incidents were reported despite the city's conservative reputation.
I think that the Israeli police and the Jerusalem district did everything they can to prepare to secure this march, and I hope everything will be okay. I think we see here thousands of people, and this is the best answer to those violent people who are trying to spread hate.
Past Pride parades in the Holy City have seen anti-gay protests and violence. In last year's parade, an extremist killed a teenage girl and wounded several other people when he jumped into the crowd with a knife. He was sentenced to life imprisonment.